Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Yo, buddy Tim back with a video inside today in the conference room because it's a really crappy day outside. It's cold and rainy, and I'd rather be inside than out there. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. But I am so delightful. Anyway, video today, the topic is this question that I got on the channel, and that is this. Tim, that's me. How has Zillow's ending their iBuyer program affected the real estate market in good old Huntsville, Alabama? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, for a couple of years now, Zillow has had what they call their iBuyer program or instant buyer program. Now, this was in certain markets across the country: Nashville, Dallas, Phoenix, Houston, Atlanta, Chicago, Portland, DC, LA, just a lot of the larger cities in the country. And basically the way it worked is if you had a home for sale, you could offer that home to Zillow as part of their instant buyer program. Now, you probably have iBuyer programs where you are. We have an iBuyer program right here within REVOLVED Realty. But Zillow really went all in and started buying houses, again, in the larger cities all over the country. And some of the houses they built or they bought were in good condition. Some of them needed a lot of work. So Zillow was almost like, and I remember this happening, I'm like, Zillow is actually want to get into flipping business, which I thought was a little strange because I knew how hard it was to try to flip a house remotely. So I can only imagine how it was going to work with a big corporation like Zillow trying to manage remodels and that sort of thing. Now, Zillow went on a tear. They bought a lot of homes, and many of those homes they overpaid. And basically what they did is they looked at the house and then they gave it a value based on their own algorithm. And that damn Zillow Zestimate, which I have to be honest, realtors hate the Zillow Zestimate because it's never right. It's always off. It's either way too high and on occasion way too low. But that didn't stop Zillow. They basically put their money where their mouth is, and they paid the Zestimate value on a lot of houses. And again, many of these houses needed work. They literally were flip houses. Well, here we go a little while later, and Zillow announced, I think it's late October, early November, that they were going to get out of the iBuyer program. They're terminating their Zillow Offers, and they are offloading about $2.8 billion worth of houses that they have purchased. I'm going to say that again. $2.8 billion worth of houses. That's what they paid for them. It's about 7,000 homes. Zillow is getting out of the business. They're putting those houses up for sale. And in many, if not all cases, the homes are going for a lot less than Zillow paid for them because they overpaid. And so, they're going to lose about $500 million on these houses that they're dumping back in the market. They're taking one hell of a loss. Not only that, they've laid off about 2,000 of their 6,400 employees. I mean, that's about a third of their workforce they are laying off as a result of not only the death of the iBuyer program, but the staggering loss that the company is going to take. So they're dumping 7,000 homes back into these markets. Hence the question, Tim, hey Tim, that's me, has the death of the iBuyer program affected Huntsville's real estate market at all? Short answer is no. It really hasn't, because Zillow was not buying houses here in North Alabama. So it's not like there's immediately going to be, 300 or 400 houses dumped back on the market, which can affect really every facet of real estate. It's going to affect a lot more selection, of course, but it can drive prices down. It could mean houses are on the market longer. It really could have a negative impact on a real estate market. But again, it's having zero impact here because we were never part of the iBuyer program. Now, I guess you could argue that it might have somewhat of a trickle-down effect if folks moving here had a home in one of the cities where iBuyer is dumping homes. I could see that having an effect. You know, if they had a home there to sell, well, now there's more inventory on the market. That could be affecting days on market. It could be affecting price. So I guess in that way, it could have some kind of trickle-down effect. But I think that's really going to be, I think it's going to be the rarity here. I've talked to a lot of folks moving here from DC and the larger cities, and it's really having no impact. Of course, it's a little early to tell whether or not it will. Now, you know, I'm an old business guy, and whenever an 800-pound gorilla like Zillow the gorilla, makes a really costly faux pas, such as this, I like to take a look at it and figure out why. And in this case, it's pretty easy to see. You know, Zillow for many years has been that 800-pound gorilla when it came to real estate listing search. All right, that was their core business. Okay, Zillow at its core is a search engine. Zillow works deals with MLSs all over the country to suck out the listings, put them on the Zillow website so anywhere or anyone anywhere around the world can search for homes in Huntsville, Alabama, or Arab, Alabama, or Nashville, Tennessee. But it is at its heart a search engine. Now, Zillow is very smart. You got to give it to them. What they would do is they would take those MLS listings that were put in there by hardworking agents like me. They would feature them on the site and they would generate leads on that website, a lead being someone interested in a particular property. Well, then what Zillow would do is they would sell those leads back to the agents. All right, you see the circle there? The agents go out, they do the hard work, they get the listing in place. Zillow sucks that listing out of the MLS. Zillow puts it on the website to attract leads. Those leads want more information. Zillow then sells that lead back to the agent. Now, as an entrepreneur, I understand that business model. All right, they are exposing local listings to a worldwide audience, and they are generating the leads. So it only makes sense that they be compensated for those leads. But a lot of agents, and me too, to a degree, it kind of gives us heartburn that Zillow is selling our own, what should be our own leads back to us. But again, I understand it. Some realtors do not. But I digress, as I so often do. For many years, Zillow's primary business was the search engine business, and they stayed in their lane and they dominated their lane. All right, there was Trulia, which Zillow owns, but then there was Realtor.com and a few others, but Zillow literally was the big dog in real estate search. All right, so I think what happened at some point, Zillow, the powers that be, said, you know what? We are kicking ass and taking names here in the real estate search lane. What if we kind of veer over into this lane? What if we start, rather than just, advertising houses, what if we actually start buying homes so we can take advantage of this insane appreciation that we're seeing in these markets? Hence the iBuyer program. And again, the way it would work is if you were in one of these markets, you could offer your home for sale to Zillow and they would buy it from you. Okay, so Zillow veers out of their search engine lane and starts buying homes. Now, here are what I think the mistakes that Zillow made along the way. Number one, they veered out of their lane. Okay, I'm a big fan of if you dominate one vertical, maybe dipping your toe in another vertical just to supplement. Not a terrible idea. I do that a lot. But this was an entirely different vertical. This was an entirely different business. This was not sucking MLS listings, and putting them on a website. This was actually buying homes, paying money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, $2.8 billion for homes. A lot of these homes needed work. So not just, they haven't veered off into just the retail real estate lane where they're buying houses. Well, now they're going to veer off a little more into the flipping market. They're going to buy these houses. They're going to overpay. Then they're going to get someone to fix those up, and then they're going to make a ton of money on the back end. Each one of those is a really good vertical. But they made a couple of classic mistakes. And again, the first one was thinking that they dominated this lane, they could easily veer off and dominate that lane. What happens when a business does that is it loses focus. All right. Even if they start an entirely new division and it's entirely new folks, and they're really committing the resources, they were going into a business that they really didn't know. Okay. They thought that the market was going to continue to appreciate, probably appreciate more than it actually did. So, I understand it. I'm there. I'm in the business. They could say, well, look, if we buy this house for $300,000 today, given the appreciation going on in that market, that house should be worth $320,000 next year or $350,000. Okay, we're going to make 10, 20% on our money. Well, what they did was they overestimated the appreciation. The homes in those markets, they did not appreciate as quickly as Zillow thought they would. They also underestimated what it was going to take to buy those homes, fix those homes up, get them back on the market. And there was a time recently when Zillow, they were starting to open up real estate offices in these cities. I think now they did that just because they knew they were going to dump these homes, and at least they wanted to make some kind of commission off the deal. I don't believe we're going to see local Zillow real estate companies anytime soon. I think this all was kind of bundled together. So they overestimated the market. They overestimated the appreciation that was going on in the market. They underestimated the cost of buying these homes, getting these homes fixed up, getting them back on the market. They also overestimated the demand. Okay? I saw a thing on the news yesterday that the Dallas market, it's not crashing, but it is getting back to what they consider normal levels of homes and activity. I don't think you're going to see that here in Huntsville for a long time because we are continuing to grow. So Zillow just kind of screwed the pooch from a business standpoint. Again, they overestimated their returns and underestimated the amount of money it was going to cost and the amount of time and everything else. So they are offloading 7,000 homes, $2.8 billion worth of houses. They're going to take over a $500 million hit on this, and they have laid off a third of their workforce. Now, does this mean the demise of Zillow? No, not at all. I think Zillow will back up, rub their backsides where it's been kicked, and they will learn from their mistakes, and hopefully they'll stay in their lane. Okay, I'm cool with Zillow, sucking out those MLS listings, even if realtors are having to buy those leads back. But it's when they start veering into lanes where other folks like me drive is when it gets on my nerves a little bit. And again, I think if it was up to Zillow, they would replace me. They would replace every brokerage, and Zillow would be the Amazon of the real estate world. And speaking of Amazon, it wouldn't surprise me that at some point in the future we see Amazon getting in the business to compete with Zillow, because the money to be made there with search and advertising is just freaking insane. So anyway, so that was a very long-winded answer, which I'm prone to give, to a very short question. And whoever asked the question, the answer is no. The death of iBuyer has not affected our local market at all. All right. So, hey guys, I hope that was helpful. I know it was a lot, but when I start talking, I just can't control what comes out. But anyway, hey, if you like what we do here on the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button, click the little bell notification icon, give us a thumbs up and we will do more videos for you. And hey, don't forget, if you are looking to relocate to the area or invest in the area, or would just like more information about life here in Huntsville, Madison, North Alabama, my contact information is below. Just shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. Remember, we have Revolved Realty here. We've got 70 some odd agents, and some are odder than others. Right? We've got 70 some odd agents ready to go to work for you. So if you go to Zillow to start your search, that's great. See what's there. But if you'd like more information from the horse's mouth, just give me a call and I'll get you going. All right. That's it, guys. I am going to put on the big coat and head out the door. Talk to you soon. Bye.